guy who put the war in new warriors.
They didn't used to call me Marvel Girl for nothing.
Live and let die. Fight!
Energy javelin! Centurion Arch! Interesting opponent. Centurion Arch! Human rocket punch! Bolts of Buster! Impact palm! Mystic! Spell of the shanty! You like that? Centurion Arch! Magic dagger it up! By the hoary hosts of Hagen! Bolts of Buster! You like that? To me!
Shadow Blade!
Help! Mystic sword! Later! Centurion Arch! Oh, you like these days? You like that?
Shadow Blade!
Mystic sword!
You know what's only thing to try to make his life, but this is second into another legend.
Grace of bolts of Balthak! Dagger of Janak! Flames of the 14! Bolts of Balthak! Daggers of Janak! Centurion Arch! Mystic sword!
If you basically it's said straight up, if you're not going to play defense, we're going to play. See myself. Just around, I'm jealous.
Straight up a steal. This is the latest upgraded house. No targeting needed, just twist to lock it in. The angle adjustment is even more flexible.
Live from New York. So that's feeling pretty good. Get out the draw. Feeling pretty good. You know what group we got? What group? Group of life. Ooh. We got a group of life. Excellent. More on the World Cup throughout the show. The Cowboys season hanging on by a thread. Dak sacked 5 times in Detroit. Lots of yards, but 2 interceptions and the team lost a fumble. Drew, what grade are you giving?
I said to you the other day, win or lose, get blown out or stomp somebody, Dak always sounds the same.
Yeah.
Optimistic. He's great at the podium. I mean, you know, the reporters don't like it because he doesn't really say much, but he handles it really well. It's kind of funny hearing him say, this is the first time this group has suffered. This group is like, we're quitting with what, 4 games now? Like, so, but look, I am not going to kill the Cowboys. They were, to ask them to beat Philly, Kansas City, and Detroit 3 straight games is a tall task. And they were in Detroit, so they're on the road, playing against a team that probably is better. Yeah. You know, right? and has been better the last few years. I think that's certainly, and nothing against Ryan Schottenheimer, but better coach, certainly more proven coach, and I thought they showed that last night. And they were desperate. So I can't kill the Cowboys for losing. They did some bad things. Don't get me wrong. I thought the defensive line, which has been so great with Quentin Williams, wasn't really the fact that they got run on 5 yards of carry they allowed with the Lions. That the two receptions, I mean, deflection. The last one they're trying to make something.
The first one I put zero facility right after that.
I couldn't kill that. I mean, not bad.
That wasn't that bad either.
No, I'm saying he's trying to make some
0%.
Yeah.
Like that's a well-placed ball.
Well,
go ahead.
He wasn't as bad as the final numbers. Like, so he threw for a lot of yards, but the passer rating was low. But he wasn't great. He wasn't great. And one of the biggest things, of course, that everybody's talking about is George Pickens. That was very disappointing. I almost lowered their grade as a team because of Pickens. He didn't seem to be, hustling and running out routes at full speed. He didn't seem, he clearly wasn't. I think some of it, a lot of people are saying he was loafing, which might be the case. I think he also was, they took him out of it. There's no doubt he was expecting him to go man, because that's they played man the whole season. But without Terry and Arnold, the injuries, they smartly made some adjustments, and I think that threw him off. Now, that's no excuse, but I think that is some of what we were seeing. Either way, it is a terrible look for him that maybe we'll get to a little later. Could cost him. That's why he's not in Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah.
And so, overall, though, and their season's over. I mean, that's talking about everybody ticked off, and, you're going to see that it's over. It's over, barring a full collapse from the Eagles. It's over. So but I was probably kind to him.
I guess so.
I gave him a C.
Steve.
I gave him a C.
There. Okay.
I thought about a D because of Pickens.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was a C. But you know what? Last week I wanted to bring my fellas back.
Yeah.
They want to run too. So we don't just bring anybody up in here to sing. We bring top flight singers. So here we go. Now it's all you. There'll be no more. It's the beginning, the beginning. Now it's all you. There'll be no more. You don't ring the
That's funny.
We give them a C. You can say big D. You don't ring the D. I'm on the free.
Now these niggas can sing, bro.
Give them a C.
That's fire, bro. I can't even hold you, bro. I like they tune, but they tune fire as fuck.
Wow. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I didn't know we were going to be here today. Happy Thanksgiving. Great to see you.
Excellent.
Fantastic. And I might have good news for our friends and for the audience who loves them so much. I don't know that I think Dallas is totally dead.
Guys, come back.
No, because
The supernatural fun. What you think is already kicked
I
in?
think it's popped. So, listen, the math has stayed the same. Dallas needs 2 more wins than Philly for the remainder of the season. I went into last night thinking Dallas was going to lose.
Yeah.
And that for a lot of the reasons Brew is talking about. Dallas had been desperate. Detroit, this was their first true desperate spot. I do think Detroit is the better team. They were at home. All of those reasons, I couldn't see Dallas clipping Philly, Kansas City, Detroit in a span of 11 days. It just didn't seem realistic to me. But I still feel like that Dallas, given who they have the rest of the way, I give them a legit, not a better than 50%, but a legit chance to go 4-0. And I think Philly absolutely could go 2-3. So again, they're in bad shape, but I would not eliminate them entirely. I would, however, give someone involved with the Cowboys, and this is going to be only wild. I apologize, it's just my opinion. And that person is Jerry Jones.
Oh.
Because this game was...
Oh my God, I just destroyed.
If Jared Goff would have looked as comfortable playing against Micah Parsons.
That nigga
Well, a
crazy.
week ago, we saw him play against Micah Parsons, and Micah Parsons on Thanksgiving had more sacks, almost as many tackles for a loss, and more quarterback pressures than the Cowboys team yesterday. And so, people can talk all day long about the bad run defense with Micah Parsons. That's a bad defense without him, even though they have shown more signs of life post adding Quentin Williams, who is a really good player. But the bridge between really good, sometimes great player, and consistent game record is massive. And that's the bridge between perennial Pro Bowl, occasional All-Pro, and future first ballot Hall of Famer, which is the type of career Mike is carving out. So that's why I give Jerry one of the reasons we can have. And the other one is because everyone was so anxious. Every time the last couple months brought up Micah, it was like, yeah, but on the flip side, that savvy George Pickens trade.
It did look great.
Of course it did. And color me just dumbfounded that George Pickens did not change who he has always been every step of his football life in 10 weeks in Dallas. He is a super talented, wildly immature, unreliable player. And I think, listen, I don't necessarily, you can win with players like that. I'm not saying it isn't, but the reason Pittsburgh traded was not just because they thought, oh, we can't use him this year. It was because, man, let's get something for him before we have to make a $30 million a year decision. And when last night, if there was ever a time for him to step up, it's in a game when CD gets knocked out. Your one mate's unconscious in the end zone.
Well, he had done that early in the year when CD was
correct.
Stepped up.
And listen, he is super talented. I do not think 4 years into his career, he's a professional.
So, and for him, go ahead. No, I was wondering if you thought that was like, this is going to be crazy, but if I was, the wide receivers coach, I'd go over and be like, hey man, you need to step up, or this game might cost you.
Here at Dry Town, we approve 99% of people who apply with no credit hit.
Yes, show her thousands of amazing car options under 15 grand.
Okay, Dry Town. This is the commercial. Go get your real deal at drytown.com.
$100 million.
Absolutely.
Whatever you're upset about, like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, well, not until $100 million. This was a devastating.
This was devastating, and it's going to be very interesting to see what is with his contract. Does Dallas definitely bring it back, or does another team offer him $100 million? As you said, here's the thing. What last night showed you is what you said. It's still in. Whether you said he hasn't changed at all, kind of like he's been fooling us this whole season. Whether it's that or it's still in him. We were questioning that. He had played so well, so hard, been so consistent that we were really questioning, okay, has he just changed? Has he getting him a good quarterback? Has that changed? It being in Dallas, whatever the case, maybe he's really changed. Now we know, no, this is contract year. And that's why it's so baffling at what he did last night. That is baffling because you can't point to, well, the season's over. They lost 10 games. They're out of the playoff. There's no reason where you would expect him to play that way, especially in a contract year. I cannot put my finger on why in the world he would go out there and not give 100%.
It's because there's not always a rhyme. It is very hard at times for mature, reasonable, logical people such as yourself to understand why immature, illogical people act the way they do. And again, I'm a grandfather. I'm an old man. So he's probably more mature than I was at his age. So I am not trying to cast giant aspersions on his character as a man. What I am trying to say is that there is a level of maturity that is expected of the best players on your team, the highest paid players on your team, and he has not yet gotten to that place. And a game like last night reminds you how far away from it he very well may be. The thing you're saying, I know this is a comedian unfair comment, but what you're saying about that sounded like that is a rookie. Whatever questions there were about that, the fourth round big player, nobody was worried about his adult maturity all of it. In the receivers and everything quarterbacks, I understand that. But
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Make a fur coat out of you.
A lot of people look up to me. Now I'll show you why.
Ready? Fight!
How boring. Rocking sky. Now let's rock and roll! 8 days!
The Cowboys are just going to be in a very tricky spot because he has been too good to simply let walk. So he's a prime franchise tag team. But does anybody think that George Pickens would just say, "Oh, yes, I am happy to play under the franchise tag and 1 year approval deal. I will see you guys first in training camp." If that just feels like it is, we are seeing that was the sneak preview to the 2026 Cowboys offseason drama starring George Pickens.
Well, you brought up earlier, and I don't want this to come off the wrong way, because he is arguably the greatest receiver outside of Jerry Rice. But you said you can win. Randy Moss had some situations.
Absolutely.
Never won. As great as he was.
True.
As great, even with the Patriots, never won.
Walked off the field and believe it.
Yeah.
Right. No, I'm just saying that a lot of times, T.O., great all-time great receiver. Didn't win. Now, he was great in Super Bowl. I don't know both of them. I'm just saying that, and sometimes
I don't know if either of those guys ever put up a performance like that.
Randy and
there's a ball there. There's a ball there. Randy's not going to go get the ball.
Regularly.
Yeah,
that's why you guys got him for
almost like he wanted out.
Correct. Right. That's definitely true. And listen,
it's still wrong, but this is bad.
Has off the field way worse track record than any of those guys, and on the field in Miami. And in the locker room in Miami, he's had some really bad moments. And obviously, you can win with him. So I do think you can. I think that you can. In pro football, you're going to have a few guys that are a lot to deal with. That in theory is fine. But it is.
Palace of Queen City. It is she was still true.
Welcome to the world of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The world's greatest heroes are all here. Lay claim to your glorious victory.
A chance to save the body. The gateway to time. Travel past. Again. How do you its secrets? I beg of you, shield me. The beast cannot give you what you desire.
You may have studied this, Gloriana, but you do not know that
Come out on top. Let's go.
Come, give unto me your desire.
Live and let die.
Fulfill my soul.
I would really be worried about giving him a ton of long-term guaranteed money.
Baby, I'm hungry, so let's go eat at one of my favorite seafood spots.
Damn, she got ass.
Yummy crab. Love going into these restaurants acting like I don't know what I want, but I know exactly what I'm about. And he's such a good friend because I'm like, who do I know that likes seafood that can come eat with me? Easy Brand, that's who. By the time we put our dibs on, the food's already rolling out. Our girl scouter started laying that food out. You already know what was going through my mind. I'm about to turn this food every which way but loose. I just need to know where I'm going to start. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. First up was a seafood boil. Look at that crab leg pull. Ain't nobody would. My taste was so good. All I could say was, this was a seafood gumbo. Now, this is my first time having this, and it was... Yeah, that thing is slow motion. I was at a total loss for words when I got to the flounder. All I could say was... The girl was too stunned to see Easy Brand over there. I'm gapping he ain't paying. I'm not being house for food. Child, we went in. We were playing no game. Actually, we did. We played a little tic-tac-toe and had a drawing contest in which I beat Brandon's butt. Just ask Skylar. What's is bigger? I mean, come on, look at mine and look at his. But anyway, so we ended the night with the Ben. Yes, I'm gonna be a Ben kind of girl, but baby, when I tell you, man, Brenda ate all them things, they were so good and soft. Honey, yummy crab don't owe us a thing. I left out there with a whole 6 month pregnant belly. You ain't been yet. This is your time to go. Baby, I'm hungry.
Yeah, he definitely got them cakes after that. Definitely would be snatching that back after that.
Where you from? Let me know what's up.
I'm from Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Nigga, TikTok won't even give it. As much as we've been talking about Tomlin, I think Tomlin's like, it's not for me.
Right.
That's
very true.
On the other side of the ball, Lions do not lose back-to-back games. They're 8-5. Jameer Gibbs scores 3 more touchdowns. We're going to talk a little bit more about Jameer Gibbs in the nation preseason. It's off with Barry Sanders stuff. It's insane. You should talk about Jameer Gibbs every show.
and sharing the rock.
Yeah. Lions are at 44% to make the playoff. But yeah, they're right at playoff. They control their own destiny. If they win out, they're up in the like 75% of the teams in the league. If you win out, you're in good shape. But it turns out the path to the playoffs is never living up. You're usually in good shape. What did Detroit prove last night? That they are very alive. And that if you can protect golf, that offense can still be a 9 out of 10.
Why this nigga first year is so skilled?
I don't think it's quite as creative. I don't think it has as many wrinkles. They tried a wrinkle yesterday. They didn't understand because, man, something about that eligible, ineligible 2-point conversion from 2 years ago against Dallas has still kept Dan Campbell up at night to where he's like, hey, Dan Skipper, go in motion and we're going to throw you a screen from the 30. And so some of that stuff's not going to work as well. But if golf is upright and clean, when you have...
Yeah, those things. The go. Yeah, that's about it. On the go. Again, later area. Some Texas too. Wait for yeah, those things. The go. Yes, that's about it. On the go. Again, later area.
Who was not expected to play. And Jameer Gibbs, who is one of the most talented running backs of the last decade, I think that's fair to say, as far as raw talent and his production is insane. Of course, that offense is going to hum. And so the nitty-gritty of it, Drew, is the NFC East is guaranteed one and only one playoff. This is all like the Eagles. If the Eagles
nights like this, I wish I still had Keisha. Young black nigga patch-headed alopecia. Thanks to the brown bag features. Reason I was even able to eat and rented out Beamer. Back to the cars and all of my past flaws. Strap on the COs calling the tag cars. You gotta meet halfway to shit a chat bar. The B&E's robbing niggas and jumping backyards. The vehicle that I laid in is nothing like the gray bands. Now y'all niggas game start with my day ends. Trapping cocaine out of days in. Niggas can never imagine hoes can never attack them all. Though most of my abuse so I'm flipping to past them, cause all of us know shit that ain't cheating unless you catch them. Stacked on the wind, stacked on the skin. Keep me going again. Tax finish for all of my big strategists. Wolf from the dog, the niggas just try to manage it. Hands to the hoes, that's gonna win next minute swing. You would do the same, this lifetime balance it.
I'll be doing the same.
Nights like this, I wish I still had Keisha.
Young black nigga patch-headed alopecia.
Thanks to the brown bag features.
Reason I was even able to eat in a rented out Beamer.
Back to the car. Them niggas get sweets because I'm little. I bet you ain't never got chased by a midget. My bitch keep calling my phone, thinking I'm with a whole time. My mouth starts spinning. I low-key feel bad for niggas. They see my songs, I fuck they bitches. I'm gonna get rich or die slamming. Nigga, this life ain't for beginners. Tell folks that come get here, fuck my bitch, ass don't know how to listen. You wanna talk this grass and that's your ass on here. You wanna play the dead? That's so brave. I'ma let you keep on digging. I ain't gonna front like I'm some demon. Most of my days I just been chillin'. Slack. All you niggas be bitchin'. Take it and you get the fuck out the kitchen. Outside the top, the bus off of there. Some of you niggas is not worth killing. Shit, I'm tired of paying for gas. Some of y'all blocks is not worth spending. I fucked two best friends named Stacy and Lacey, and I almost forgot I hit them. I don't wanna talk shit, pissing me off. It's too many voices inside my ear. On them just calls with my rap beat, telling me stay out the way and chill. My bitch said she here when I'm not in the crib. My bro said stop popping them damn pills. I wanna talk about money and guns, but they about that, then I don't wanna help. Shine on the finger, I'm tapped up, piss in the box on the table, I'm after this bill. I wanna see niggas hitting the ground. I don't care if you one of them niggas they fuck. Niggas can throw on. But this shit sweet because I'm little. Bet you ain't ever got chased by a midget. My bitch keep calling my phone, thinking I'm with a whole time. My mouth starts spinning. I look, she feel bad for niggas. They sing my songs, I fuck they bitches. I'm gonna get rich or die slamming. Nigga, this life ain't for beginners. Till folks say come get his home. My bald-headed ass don't know how to listen. You wanna touch this grass and that's your wax on his. You better. You wanna play the dead? That's your grave. I'ma let you keep on digging. I ain't gonna front like I'm some demon. Cause most of my days I just been chillin'. Slack. All you niggas be bitchin'. Take shit and you get the fuck out the kitchen. Outside the top of the bus off of there. Some of you niggas is not worth killing. Shit, I'm tired of paying for gas. Some of y'all blocks is not worth spending. I spoke to best friend named Stacy and Lacey, and I almost forgot I hit him. I don't wanna talk shit, pissing me off. It's too many voices inside my ear. But I'm just calls with my rap beat, telling me stay out the way and chill. My bitch said she here when I'm not in the crib. My bro said stop popping them damn pills. I wanna talk about money and guns, but they about that, then I don't wanna help. Shine on the finger, I'm tapped up, piss in the box on the table, I'm after this bill. I wanna see niggas hitting the ground. I don't care if you one of them niggas they fuck. Niggas can throw on. I'm spinning shooting a fly, and she want a friend. Oh, yeah, like she can try it. I don't think I'm so busy. Hey, yo, Mary, step in the window, pull up, so you better not try it. Tell somebody in the house, I be wanting to go, it's like a little bit from the outside. I see no one on there, I feel what I gave it, God, it's what you from the day on inside. I didn't feel that shit deep, but it right, well, for you, much shit deep, but it not. So I feel like it's what I don't know, we all and then who's in the case, first time, you take a trip to the pain. He want to feel it, but it is how you put the eyes on you. Let's see, she told me nobody. You know I'm really much than me. I feel for me, don't know what's to be in the leave. I feel like I'm come like tell you that. I want to see what I'm going to stop. So you put on your side. I'm feeling nothing on me. For me to be like it's funny to me. I'm not. I'm trying to take my time. If I know better, cause it ain't more better than us. They play what's in else. They like she like she need me. So much you know my heart and I got this stuff. It's a lot of you. They was I'm spinning shooting a fly, and she want a friend. Oh, yeah, like she can try it. I don't think I'm so busy. Hey, yo, Mary, step in the window, pull up, so you better not try it. Tell somebody in the house, I be wanting to go, it's like a little bit from the outside. I see no one on there, I feel what I gave it, God, it's what you from the day on inside. I don't know shit deep, but it right, well, for you, much shit deep, but it not. That's all I feel like it's what I don't know. We all get out. And then who's in the case, first time, and you take a trip to the pain. He want to feel it, but it is how you put the eyes on you. Let's see, she told me nobody beat it, you know I'm really much than me. I feel for me, don't know what's to be in the leave. I feel like I'm not coming like tell you that. I want to see what I'm going to stop. I need to put on your song. Still I'm feeling nothing on me. For me to be like that. It's funny to me, I'm not. If I know better, cause it ain't more better than us. They play what's in else. They she like she need me. That's a lot, you know my heart and I got this stuff. It's a lot, you know, I'm spinning shooting a fly, and she want a friend. Oh, yeah, like she can try it. I don't think I'm so busy. Hey, yo, Mary, step in the window, pull up, so you better not try it. Tell somebody in the house, I be wanting to go, it's like a little bit from the outside. I see no one on there, I feel what I gave it, God, it's what you from the day on inside. I didn't feel that shit deep, but it right, well, for you, much shit deep, but it not. That's all I just need for it. We all get out. And then who's in the case, first time, and you take a trip to the pain. He want to feel it, but it is how you put the eyes on you. Let's see, she told me nobody beat it, you know I'm really much than me. I feel for me, but if you try to play me in the leave. I feel like I'm coming like tell you that. I want to see what I'm going to stop. I need to put on your song. I'm not feeling nothing on me. For me to be like that. It's funny to me, I'm not. Cause it ain't more better than us. They play what's in else. They like she need me. So much you know my heart and I got this stuff. It's a lot, you know, it's fast. I'm spinning shooting a vibe, and she want a friend. Oh, yeah, like she can try it. I don't think I'm so busy. Hey, yo, Mary, step in the window, pull up, so you better not try it. Tell somebody in the house, I be wanting to go, it's like a little bit from the outside. I see no one on there, I feel what I gave it, God, it's what you from the day on inside. I didn't feel that shit deep, but it right, well, for you, much shit deep, but it not. We all get out.
In the division, it means they have collapsed and they won't be. Yeah. The NFC South is guaranteed one and only one playoff team, and both the Rams and the Seahawks are, as we sit here today, better than 94% to me. So 4 spots are gone. So, Chicago, Green Bay, the Niners, and Detroit. It is those 4. And so again, Dallas could make it, but it has to be proven by winning the division. Carolina could make it, have to be proven. Those 4 teams are competing for 3 spots. So the Lions not only stayed alive, the sneaky second biggest loser yesterday was whoever loses Chicago Green Bay this weekend. That team hates that Detroit just got that one.
Look, I have felt this way all year, and I still feel this way, particularly after last night. I think that Green Bay is the best team in the division. We'll see. They got to beat Chicago Sunday, but they clearly are better than Detroit right now. Twice. I think Detroit's better than Chicago. Now, they have to get in the playoffs above them, but I think they're better than... They beat them by freaking 31 points. I get it was early in the season, but they'll play them again. I thought they showed a ton of heart. Amon-Ra St. Brown was questionable. And he didn't just play, he was fantastic. For him to run, you know he's one of the greatest yak guys in the league, guys ever catch. Yeah. For him to do that yesterday on that bad ankle, that was exceptional. Because that's one of the things, the weaknesses of that Dallas defense. We saw Rasheed Rice park him up after the catch. For him, that was a critical part of that game. So I thought that was huge. I thought their defense, stepped up and like I said, went zone. That seemed to throw Dallas off, particularly George Pickens. And so I don't think they're as good as they have been the last 2 years. But the NFC is wide open. I don't think the Rams are a head and shoulders above everybody else in the NFC. We'll find out because they play next, Detroit and Rams. But I think Detroit can be right there with them right now. Green Bay has handled them. Can they beat them 3 times in the season? Will they even beat
like that?
It's hard, right? It's hard to beat a team.
Why would I want to beat the Bills and either like 3 times?
No, that's very true. Very true. So I think that I would not say they should be the favorite at all for the NFC if they make the playoffs, but I think they're right there in the hunt with them.
Before we get to the World Cup, Justin, can you put up the Opta stat about Jahmyr Gibbs? This is good. I feel like sometimes stat companies have a contest to see who can write the more amazing stats. Okay, over his last 7 games, he's had a game of 250, a game of 200 rush, a game of 100 receiving yards, 10 catches, 14 yards, 3 games with 3 TDs, 75-yard rush, and what was the final one? 75-yard rush TD, and no one else in the NFL history has ever done that in their entire career. The last 7 games. I mean, they also they're a little specific, but very same on fire. For most touchdowns before 25. I think before turning maybe both. But his first 3 years, he was more games to break it. Yeah. The rest
I haven't looked at the carries, but my guess is Barry Sanders had a lot more carries. I'm not saying he's better than
no, but he is ahead of Barry right now at this point in their career in yards per carry.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and again, Barry Sanders argued that. An argument is a very strong right now. I'm not saying that. He's a special player. And he's a player that when they drafted, everyone knew. For the record. People were like, a running back that high, like
it's been a nice reception to the draft. I mean, what is that? Something back resurgence.
45 days in his career, as Drew mentioned, lines up extra rest before taking on the wings. And they're like, okay, what draw was today on Fox Star Studded affair? We were in Group D. We will face.
It's TDPD here at the University of Michigan Asphalt Game Day in Home Depot. And you can just hear how fired up fans are getting for this game. I went to Penn State. You guys scared. Screw you guys.
Michigan's going to win. Okay, let's be so honest.
Paraguay, Australia, and the winner of a playoff between Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, and Kosovo will know who comes out of that in March. Yep. Here's Alexi Lawless in the post game with USA men's coach Christian Twitter.
When I look at the group, it would be an absolute disaster for the U.S. not to get out of this group. What do you want them to see from your players? What do you want them to see from this team when they tune in and watch the U.S. play?
I understand that you are in America, but my message to the player is we need to compete better than Paraguay. That's going to be difficult. Australia is going to be difficult, and the team that's going to show us is going to be difficult. We need to build our journey step by step.
Okay, your reaction to the draw. About to as good as them as in having the advice. So listen, I had Josh do a very, very simple, ranking of the draws by this. So because the fourth team in each region or in each pod, you don't know who it is for half. That's why. So just the world rankings of the top 3 teams in each group. The easiest by that metric is Canada's, but that is in part because they got a higher seed than they should have because they're a host nation. The second easiest is Mexico, and the third easiest is the U.S. The host countries came out really well. Like you were worried about the group of death. The group of death, without question, is Group L for England. It's England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama, which is a disaster. The U.S. does not have a team in its group ranked in the top 25 in the world other than the U.S. And so we got all 26. Right, but that's again, keep in mind, that group 2, or the pod B, whatever it is, they were the lowest, we got the lowest ranked pod 2 team possible. Yeah. So 26 was the lowest we could have gotten, and we got it. Paraguay is not a very high-ranked pod 3 team. Now, Turkey, if we get them, is better than the average pod 4 team. But this worked out great, and to your point earlier, we just played Paraguay and Farm. We just played Australia, and they hurt Pulisic. And so we just played them both recently. I'd say this is a 8.5 out of 10 as far as ideal draws.
We beat them both in the friendly, but 2-1. I mean, the score doesn't always tell how close or not close it was, but still 2-1. I agree with everything you said, that we should obviously come out of this group shining. But, they're going to hear a lot of this. They're hearing a lot of this already. They're going to keep hearing it. So just, stay focused and don't take these teams lightly because we're not at the level where we can be.
It's funny, like the friendly matches that, we were putting in is wonderful. But the fact that there's real drama coming out of both matches is the Paraguay game was a pretty big fracas at the end. It wasn't just a little person stuff. There was a whole sideline there. And Richard, quote, post-Australia, because Pulisic got hurt, as you weren't trying to hurt Pulisic on purpose, was they're lucky it was a friendly. I was ready to go. And if the referee didn't give me a blank yellow in the corner, I thought it would hurt somebody. That's Richard's quote. So he was fired up with it. Another shot. But real quick, for the World Cup at large. Spain and Argentina were the top 2 teams in the world. Got absolute ideal draws. And so this soccer fan, the odds of them not making the knockout round after he was very close to nil, and now with them getting these draws basically 0. And England and France. England drew Senegal, which is really good, and Norway, which is far and away in common the best team in
pod 3, if you will. And England dealing with Croatia, the best team from